I think it is now time to pose a question on whether the crossplay, the most wanted feature that people have been longly waiting for, the longer waited for crossplay could possibly be getting delayed. And considering the fact that we haven't heard anything, we don't know what's going on, and we don't know what they're working on next. Now, when you have some kind of delay, I would just come out with a public post and say, well, you guys might have to be waiting a little bit longer. We're having a little bit of technical issues or whatever the case may be. We're just going to bring the roster up. And I'm not just going to be talking about crossplay, just some characters that should be in this game, who should be in this game and just be a part of this roster. And when this game first came out, I thought this would have like a story or some kind of arcade mode where you'll be able to unlock the characters, and just kicking it back is when just everything that I originally thought when I heard about this game, because you guys told me about this. Did you know it was a Nickelodeon game that's going to be similar to Super Smash Bros. Coming out, or a Nickelodeon fighting game that's coming out? I thought it was just a joke, and I didn't think it was something real, but it actually was until when it got revealed and confirmed. And I remember watching it and just watching all the showcases, talking about each individual character, and they would showcase and spotlight the characters from the moveset. And just with a little intro trailer, the reveal trailer, get ready, get ready. Just y'all remember that? That's when I was getting excited. I was getting ready, just excited just to play this game. I said this game might actually have a lot to offer. But when you get this game, I said this on the live stream. I've been playing this quite a bit on the live stream. I don't know if anybody else has, but I just always have fun, even if it's not many people playing online. Even though I only just found one person online, or not even a soul online, I'm having so much fun messing around in the offline mode and playing it, coming up with showdowns and clashes and making up my own little story. And just some kind of quick example, the turtles have been wiped out, and April is the sole survivor and the only one to battle Shredder one-on-one. So I just do like showdowns like that just to make it even more fun and interesting. Just fun clashes and showdowns and what-if scenarios, and SpongeBob running into Lincoln Loud or Invader Zim, who's trying to take over the world, and just so many things. And new 2v2 showdowns, Ren and Stimpy's world against SpongeBob's world with SpongeBob and Sandy. The karate. Give us some karate for the little episode just to reference that. I just do that and just to try to come out and try to find and create my own fun with the game. And I let people pick the characters they want to see on the live stream to create fun that way and request. And 3v1s is insane it's so much fun doing it, because you just go to Space Madness and you have a good chance of winning because they just fall off the stage and the AI makes mistakes sometimes, even at a level 9 difficulty. It's just so much fun. So that's just some of the things that I've been doing, just why I've been waiting for as I'm constantly waiting for a new character, or as I'm waiting for this crossplay to come out, which I think is probably not going to be available maybe anytime soon. Who knows? It's still probably early, but we're 5 days into the new month. We haven't even heard anything yet. Now, I'm just hoping that they give us some kind of update on what's going to come out. What is going to be the status? What's the status of this feature that's supposed to come out? And they said it was supposed to be Q1, but this April is considered late Q1. Maybe it can be extended as far as June. Who knows? Maybe around the summer. We might even see crossplay by the summer at the latest. But see, one thing I want to just get ready to say right now, this is why you have to communicate, so that way everyone stays in the light. You want to keep people in the light on what's going on. So if that feature that people were expecting, or that particular character that people want to see in the game comes out at some time, it should be communicated properly. You just don't stay silent, especially when you have people still just playing the game actively. For those who play this actively and are excited, and some people are on the fence and are waiting for crossplay to come out. And then just some of y'all that I talk to and interact from the community out there, You guys are most of y'all are waiting for Crossplay to come out, and then you're gonna make the purchase. See what I'm saying? People are not gonna buy it right now because it's not that many people that's playing the game. And when Crossplay is available, you won't have to worry about, well, I got this game for this, I got this game for this particular platform. I got this game for, I got it for Xbox, but most of my friends playing on PlayStation and vice versa. Or I got it on PlayStation 4, but some people got PS5 and you can't play with them. And that's the other thing. Crossplay is a different term because you can play with different people on different platforms, but this game doesn't even have cross-gen support. Cross-gen support is when you can play with the same people on that particular platform. Even if it's a next-gen console or just an older gen console, you could still be able to play with that person because they're playing on the PlayStation. So you got PS4, can't play with certain friends that have PS5. You have to get a PS5 and then have to buy the game all over again. So you spend extra money. Spend all that money for a console, then you gotta buy the game. That's another $60, $70, depending on what kind of game it is, of course. If it's not on the sale, you're gonna have to spend that extra money just to try to get that particular game, just to play with some people that you like and the people you want to be around and you have so much fun playing with. You're going to be left out because you don't have that console or that platform and you cannot connect with them and play with them and have fun because you don't have that particular platform. That's the importance of crossplay for this game that I just wanted to get into for today. And with it possibly being delayed, which I think is probably the case, but they're probably not going to say anything. Who knows? And that's why I'm posing that question to everybody out there that's going to be checking this out. What do you guys think? Are you going to get this game when Crossplay comes out? Or maybe you're interested in the game, but you're probably just going to, step away from it. There's so many good games out to play on these platforms. It doesn't matter if you play on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. And you can pick your poison. You can play whatever you want to. Even if you might not want the game, or you want to just wait and see what else they add, and maybe some of these characters. That's why I wanted to touch upon about the characters as well that I'm going to get ready to get into in a few seconds. What characters do you think should be in this game? Who do you guys think should be next? And just let's do this real quick. They don't just have the regular looks. They got the costumes. Each a little alternate costume reference some kind of particular episode or a moment from their universe, from the Avatar. Legend of Korra, Loud House. Just gonna say it again. I hadn't even watched this show. I thought it was I didn't even know who these guys are. But they're gonna find out. You wouldn't know that. You don't know who the characters are. You won't know. Everybody won't know all these characters. They're not labeled. The characters are not labeled. They just have a picture. But you won't know who they are until you press the X button and select that character.
Lincoln Loud. And
you say, what? Oh, what do you say? That's Lincoln Loud. But you don't even know where he's from. You don't know who's who. You're just gonna reference them how they look. And then people say, well, part of Toastman, just getting into it. To say Bread Man. Or the guy with the bread guy. Or Bread Man, more than likely. You don't even know who that is. But if you haven't watched Ren and Stimpy, you wouldn't know. Because that's Powder Toastman. The announcer will have to identify the character for the player. See what I'm saying? So that's why I think some of those changes will be needed too. Just little things like that. But before you start naming characters, it doesn't matter what character gets in this game. If it's so limited with not many players playing this game, you're going to try the character out, take them online. If you can find someone within that particular platform that you're limited to, because without crossplay, and then you're going to play the arcade mode. It's not a story. You're not unlocking anything. You're just unlocking that icon of that particular character that you can use to customize on your profile, your online profile. That's what it is. And then it's as if you were supposed. That's what I wanted to really get into real quick. I almost wanted to start like a quick arcade mode for this video, but it's as if you're unlocking, when you finish an arcade mode, it's as if you were supposed to unlock the stage that character represents, the character themselves, or some kind of character, or somebody from the roster, and then you get the player icon. But then, I don't know why it's displayed. I don't know if you know, I'm sure somebody knows. When you play an arcade mode, it doesn't matter what difficulty, it'll say you unlocked several things. You unlock the stage. The stage was already unlocked. Why is that there? The character, he or she was already playable on the lot. Once you made the purchase of the game and you did the updates and more, you already had an alternate costume that's free of charge and the character. All these characters are free and available right when you get this game. So it's like, it just doesn't really make sense. So I just want to share and just be open a little bit. It seems like some of the things that were supposed to be a feature, that's something that's supposed to be unlockable rewards for the player, they weren't unlocked. You're just unlocking the player icon. You're not unlocking any character or anything in this game to earn them. So it just left me confused. And just when I heard about this game, I thought that we would be unlocking these characters. I thought they had some kind of rivalry or some kind of encounter with certain characters that they run into. So if you play as Helga, just throw a random character out there, you'll probably be able to unlock T.U.F.F, or maybe you can unlock Sandy if you can beat Sandy in maybe I'm thinking too much about Super Smash Bros. You'll be able to unlock Sandy as a secret encounter if you run into her and just be able to unlock her. Something like that. Danny Phantom can unlock maybe Lucy Loud, something like that. And they can have these different stories. I wish they had some kind of story mode for this, or some kind of adventure mode. But the arcade mode, it's okay, but I feel like it could have been a lot more that they added to it. I love the story. I just like being able to unlock these characters and just who you're going to run into, and then just different challenges and events and certain conditions and requirements that you have to meet to be able to unlock certain characters. And just kick it back to Super Smash Bros. 100 multi-man melee, you had to take out all 100 of those multi-man, and complete 100 multi-man melee with a character to unlock Falco. That was way back in Melee. See, that was just something like that. You can just have an event mode. They can come out with different events, and you have to play as SpongeBob and Patrick to defeat certain characters in that particular event for a SpongeBob sort of showdown. SpongeBob meets Ren and Stimpy's world, something like that. But there's just so much things that they could bring into this game, and I might be going all over the place, but it's just things that I wanted to talk about all into one for this particular video. We got missing DLC. There's so many characters that's missing from this game. It's a good roster. Nice looking characters with the design and graphics and colorful stages and more, even the costumes. It's just like this one that I like to showcase. It's one of my favorite ones in the entire game. And I think SpongeBob has one of the best alternate costumes in comparison to all the other characters. SpongeBob and Danny Phantom. This is cool too, but it's like there could be more costumes that people can play and purchase for these characters, for their favorite characters that they like to use the most. But what characters should be next? What characters would you like to see? Who should be in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? And maybe who should have been? But I don't know who's going to possibly be next. But I'm keeping him on the screen because I feel like it's still going to be a SpongeBob character. Just everything that I explained from the little teasers and just the hints that point towards it, as if it's someone from SpongeBob's universe. We don't know. But I came up with this little list of characters and that I want to see, and I think those that maybe we would like to see as well added into the game. But we need new Nicktoons, more Nicktoons, and Nicktoon shows need to be represented in this game because we got so many reps from an individual universe, just like Ninja Turtles. You have all these, you have 4 reps. Some of these characters only have 1 rep when there could be more. And Arnold Shortman is one of my characters. I'm just gonna run through the list. I got Timmy Turner, Fairly Odd Parents. They can get so many more. Mr. Crocker, and just so many villains. It's a lack of villains in this game as well. It's only 2 villains in this game. You got Zone, and then you got Shredder. I don't know if you guys would consider him some kind of villain or not. We got 1 to 2 if we got less than 3 villains in this game. But Jenny Wakeman, My Life as a Teenage Robot, it goes on and on. Jimmy Neutron. Just all these requested characters people want to see and that are missing from this game. Experience just another skin that I like, just for the alternate costume. But we got Doug. I put T.U.F.F Puppy in my list. Rocket Power. Y'all remember the show? Some people don't even like Rocket Power, but it's one of my favorite shows, and it's a Nickelodeon original classic show that I grew up watching. We are riders. I forgot the little intro. All nation action, and then just the lyrics in the show. It's a Rocket Power. And then Reggie comes up on the camera and just starts playing around with the effects, the screen effects. It's cool. Just a memory. Tigre, why isn't he not in the game? He could be in something in this part of his roster. We need more Rugrats characters represented with Tommy, Pickles, and Angelica, but just maybe some people might not agree. I just think that Angelica is a better rep for the Rugrats for the kids. I'm not sure how they would get Tommy Pickles implemented into this game. Out of all the other Rugrats, I would rather have Angelica be a good rep. Retard is good. He's amazing in this game. One of my favorites from the show. But if they're going to get anyone from the kids, it can be Angelica or Tommy Pickles anyway. I mean, they're cousins anyway. They can get them both in the game anyway, right off the bat. But Chucky and all the rest of them, the twins, Susie and Kimmy, possibly. But I think Tommy and Angelica comes to mind. But Angelica, I'm going to put over Tommy. Wild Thornberries. So you just, again, you wouldn't know some of these characters. Just from the Wild Thornberries, you got Nigel Thornberry. How about Eliza? Let's get her in the game. As told by Ginger, I want Ginger Foutley. Angry Beavers. And then some more villains to add. Plankton from the SpongeBob universe. The Flying Dutchman. Y'all think the Flying Dutchman should be in this game? He's in the background in the Flying Dutchman ship. He's in the stage for a background, but he could be a cool playable character. Larry the Lobster, and of course Mr. Krabs can go with him as well. The Dirty Bubble for another potential villain. Bubble Buddy. Just all these different SpongeBob roles. This SpongeBob has so many different characters that can fit in this game. So Ninja Turtles, the Casey Jones and more. Put them in there. I put the Turtles as well, Raphael and Donatello. I know some of y'all, most people want to see the other Turtles in this game. Just not sure if they're going to be able to get in at some point. Casey Jones, Dr. Stockman, what's his name? Baxter Stockman. Dr. Stockman from he's the evil scientist. Just try to stop the Turtles, and you always would come up with different inventions and different new tricks to try to stop them. And Crane, put Crane. Just so many different characters that they could put in. Karai, and just guess who's on the screen. Is Karai? Karai had a connection with Leonardo behind the scenes, behind Shredder's back. So she was helping him, and he cared about Karai. She can be in this game, and you see what I just mentioned. You have Karai that has she was secretly around Leonardo, and they had a connection, and they cared about each other. Why don't you come out with a story with that character, and Leonardo can run into Karai in a scenario, and Shredder comes out of nowhere to try to shut it down. See, it's things like that can make this game even more fun and even more unique, and it can add more to the content. And that can be it doesn't even have to be a story. It could be an event. Leonardo and Karai, and then you run into Shredder, defeat Shredder, or you team up with Karai to take on a giant Shredder or something like that. See, maybe thinking too much with the Smash Bros. It doesn't even have to be a giant Shredder, but it can be a 2-on-1 and have a little showdown. Leonardo and Karai versus 2 Shredders or something like that. One with the costume and one with his classic outfit. See, that's what I would just come up with. Just things like that. More characters to wrap up, because I don't want to just keep on talking about all the characters. Inspector Gadget, and then my childhood favorite, just another favorite, Inspector Gadget. Go Gadget! He can just do something like that. See, voice lines is also supposed to come out, but I don't see that coming out till later on. Later on. Another classic, Gumby. Somebody told me yesterday that he was a part of Nickelodeon. I had no idea he was part of it. Yeah, it's been so long since I watched that. That's an old show. Gumby. Y'all remember that? Gumby. And then Neutron's World. I was gonna say Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron's World. I was gonna say Ultra Lord. He's a superhero. And then just going back to Timmy Turner, you get Ultra Lord. He'd be really cool in this game to see. Another iconic favorite from Jimmy Neutron's World. And then the Crimson Chin from Fairly Odd Parents. Here comes the Crimson Chin. He can come in the game. And then I have my last character. Could be a reach. Very difficult. But I put Goku back in the list. But he was part of Dragon Ball Z Kai. Watched it originally on Toonami, but eventually as time went on, Dragon Ball Z Kai was on a part of Nickelodeon. So I'm not sure how that's going to possibly be able to happen. But see this little question mark? We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going on. It poses the question, is it going to really be delayed? It could possibly be delayed, but we need to hear from them to find out what's really going on. Is it really delayed? Are we going to get a character this month? Even if it's delayed, I want to at least see a new character for this game to be implemented so we get more people playing the game. Maybe a character that's not in the game. A character from a show that's not represented in this game. Let's just pick randoms. Show the stages. I'm not going to start a match. You got 22 characters, 22 stages. So we're missing it. We're probably going to get a 23rd character at some point, paid DLC. They got some nice stages, and just like I mentioned with Flying Dutchman, he's only in the background. They got Gary, part of Jellyfish Fields, but he's featured on the screen as if he's going to be in the game. See all these great stages? Who saw a game show that was going to be in this game? Just kicking back and just referencing. You got all this stuff, back it up. You got all these characters represented from the update. Garfield and Shredder, and why is Gary here? Must be a SpongeBob character, don't y'all think? Must be. It must be. Some of the teasers that I explained, but even if it's not him, it doesn't even have to be Gary or somebody from SpongeBob. Let's get some more characters in this game. There's not much to click on. You did everything in arcade mode. You can just do speed runs now. That's the only thing that you can do. Try to break your record. I'm playing on all the difficulties of this game, getting the trophies. I'm a lot of things to do in the arcade. I don't have the means of coming back here. See how this can be extended? You just challenge yourself and try to beat your record. But that's the only additional thing that you can do in the arcade mode once you complete the arcade with all the characters. But let me know what you guys think. Whoa, it was like frozen on green screen. It might crash. Never took that long. See, the green slide was stuck. But it's still some things that needs to be fixed too. Because the Slime Time game show stage, it lags and it drops frames too. But it's such a good stage, and it has one of my favorite soundtracks. But I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. Is it going to get delayed? What are some characters that you want to see? Which character do you think should be the next character? What character should be in this game? You come out with your list if you want to, in your opinions. Whether or not you like the game, or maybe you stop playing, or maybe you're not interested in the game. You may want to wait to play it on your particular platform. And some of these characters you like, and maybe more characters you want to see represented for villains and more. So much more that needs to be done for the game, and hopefully they'll be able to communicate with us soon to find out what's going on, what's really going on behind the scenes. But it's not going to do any good just being silent. We'll just see what I want to really find out what they're going to be up to. What are their plans for this month? What's going to be considered and implemented for April's update for patch notes?